So the next relational algebraic operation is division. Okay, so let's first read the definition. In division operation is used to denote condition where a given relation R, which is left hand side, is to be split based on its association with every tuple in another relation R. Means there is a relation R, it will split based on the condition, based on the association with all the tuple or every tuple in relation S. Again, I'm sure it is not clear. So see the example first, then go back to this slide. We have one relation R, this, and there is a relation S. Okay, in this R relation will split, okay, based on the condition every tuple of this relation is associated. Again, there is an every tuple means there is only two tuple. Let's see for the first tuple. There is a one. Is there any tuple in relation R having the same value? Yes, one, and the value is alpha. Is there the next tuple is 2, and see the corresponding value. 2, for 2 there is an alpha. So we have alpha is an element for both these tuple, means every tuple of relation S. Now see, the for 1 there is a beta. Is there for this 2, is there beta for 1 1 1 1 2? Yes, this 2, and the corresponding value is beta. So these two having the same value. Now see this one having gamma. Is there gamma for 2 as well? There is no 2 in the this relation, so there is no gamma in our resultant relation. For 1 there is a sigma. Is there sigma for this attribute, this record 2? There is no 2 is for the sigma, so sigma will not be in our resultant relation. For 1 there is an epsilon. Is there 2 for as well epsilon? There is no 2 in our record, so there is no 2. Okay, so we have covered all the 1 and corresponding 2. Okay, so alpha and beta are the only two data element of attribute A which have satisfy our condition. Again I'm repeating how this operation is work. Okay, please don't worry. We will associate every tuple of this relation S with relation R. We have two tuple. First we will check for 1 there is an alpha. Is there alpha for 2 as well? Yes, in this. Okay, so for 1 there is a beta. Is there beta for this 2 as well? Yes, there is a beta for 2 as well, so we will consider 2. For 1 there is a gamma, but is there any other gamma for attribute 2 of relation S? No, so this gamma is not in our resultant relation. For 1 there is a sigma, but is there any sigma for data element 2? This 2, there is no, so sigma will not in our resultant relation. For 1 there is an epsilon. Is there any other epsilon for 2? No, so we'll stop and return this alpha and beta in our resultant relation, as you can see here. If it is clear, good. Otherwise, don't worry. Let's go back to our definition. Division operation is used to denote the condition where a given relation R is to split based on its association with every tuple in another relation S. It's suited to queries that include phrase for all. When if any query there is a phrase for all, in that case we will use division operator. Okay. So what are the compatibility of for R and S, R division S? The first compatibility is the list of attribute of S must be the sub list of this relation R. Okay, in this relation R, if there is an A, B, C, and D are the four attribute. So in S, we are having these attribute only. Means you can consider A or C as well. Or means what are the attribute present in R? Only those subset of the attribute will present in S. Okay. Okay. This is the only one condition which must be satisfied. Okay. And a resultant relation R division S is a resultant relation, and there is only those attribute which are present in R but not in uh, S. Okay, so there is an A, B, C, D are the four attribute of result R, and for the S there is an AC. So the remaining attribute A and C will remove, then is only B and D will be remain. So B and D will be the resultant attribute of this division operator. Okay. Okay. Let's me for sorry. R division S. If R attribute A, B, C, D, and that S there is an attribute A and C. So A and C will cancel out. Only B and D will remain. So you will write that in the resultant relation there is only two attribute B and D. So in this way you can understand what are the attribute will remain in the resultant relation. Is it clear? I'm sure many students have not cleared. So again see the same example. We have an R. It has we are applying R division S. R having A and B two attribute, and S has the one attribute B. So B and B will cancel out. Only A attribute will remain in the R resultant relation. This is the first how we set the schema of that relation. Okay. Second, how we performing this division operator. Find the association of all these record of the S relation with the relation R. One having alpha. Is there alpha for 2 as well? Yes. So alpha is an resultant relation. For 1, there is a beta. Is there beta for 2 as well? Yes, here is it. So we will consider this beta. For 1, there is a gamma. Is there gamma for 2 as well? No. So it's not in a resultant relation. For 1, there is a sigma. Is there sigma for 2 as well? No. So it is not. 1 for epsilon. Is there an epsilon for 2? No. So it is not. So alpha and beta only 2 data element will be in our resultant relation. Now is it clear? Please write in chat. Okay. Many students are writing yes, but I'm sure many students have not understood how this division operator is working. Okay. No problem. You write. Let's see one more example of the division operator. Let's see another example over division. We have given relation R and relation S. First, find the attribute of resultant relation R division S. So how we will find? Write A, B, C, D and E are the attribute of relation R and divide by the attribute of S, which is D and D. Okay. So when you will cancel out D and E, only A, B and C are the three remain attribute for the resultant, as you can see here. Okay. This is the first you define your structure of the resultant relation. Second, check R condition. What are condition? Is there first record is A1. For the A1, there is a record alpha A alpha, alpha A alpha. Is there alpha A alpha for B1? Alpha alpha A gamma, alpha A alpha. Let's first find alpha A alpha. Alpha A alpha, alpha A alpha. There is no. Okay. So this is not in our resultant relation. Check for the alpha A gamma for A1. Is there alpha A gamma for B1 as well? Alpha A gamma, yes, and it is B1. So we will consider this record or this data element for a resultant relation alpha A gamma. Okay. Now beta A gamma, beta A gamma for A1. Now find beta A gamma for B1. Beta A gamma, yes, beta A gamma, but it is B3, so we will not taking this. Beta A gamma, so no other no other attribute is beta A gamma. So just remove beta A gamma for B3. No, we are not considering because we are looking for the alpha A1 only. Gamma A gamma, yes, gamma A gamma, and it is B for A1. Is there a gamma A gamma for B1? Gamma A gamma for B1 as well. Yes. So this is our resultant record. This is now there is no A1 in our record, so we'll just stop it. So only these two record will be present in our resultant relation. Again, I am pausing for a minute. Just look at this example carefully and try to understand what I want to say for division operation. Please. Okay. Is it clear? Okay. So if it is clear, let's see some example. This is an assignment operator we can use to write the complex query in a simplified manner. Okay. This assignment operator provide a convenient way to express complex query, write queries in a sequential consisting of the series of okay. This is not a actual operator we use in our query. We just can this operator can be simplify your queries in just to represent your complex query in a simple manner. Okay. So let's see the example, and it will you will automatically understand what this assignment operator is showing. Okay. So there's one example you can see on your screen. We have given a company database, and in the company database there is a five relation, and each relation having several list of attribute. Okay. So please read this relation with their attributes carefully. I'm just again pausing for a minute. Please read this database carefully. We have a 5 relation employee. In the employee relation, the attributes are first name. Actually, it's a name. First name, initial name, last name, ESSN number, birth date, address, tax, salary, super SSN number, and department number. In the employee work, super SSN number are the SSN number of the employee who is reporting this employee, and all the detail. Department, in the department name, department number, manager SSN number, who is the manager of this department, and manager start date, and from this date the manager is starting the managing the department. Project, in the project relation, there is a project name, project number, project location, and in which department is handling this project, D number. Works on SSN number, employee SSN number, in which project the employee is working, and how many hours the employee is working for that project. Dependent is the another relation. In this relation, there is an attribute ESSN, employee SSN number, dependent name, sex, work date, and relationship with the employee. Okay, so this is our database is given to you, and the first queries, it is asking us to retrieve the name and address of all the employees who works in research department. Means we want to the name and address of the employee who is working for research department. Can you write the query, write the expression for this query? First, it is asking for research department, asking for the department having the name research. So which attribute having the department name here? Okay, so we will apply the operation on department. Okay, so first let me write the query. Department, and where the condition is D name equals to research. So it will give you the department having research. I mean the department, detail of the department of research. Okay, from the research department. Okay, now what we want the name and address of the employee who working for research department. So how we can find the name and address? The name and address of the attribute of this employee relation. So what we need to join these two relation, employee and department. Based on what the on what condition we can join these two condition? On what condition, how we can join these two relation? Is there any common attribute between these two relation? When we join two relation, first check, is there any common attribute between these two relation? Is there any attribute which is common? Please write in chat. Is there any attribute which is common between these two relation, on which you can combine or join these two relation? Name. How you can say name? The name of employee and name of the department is different. Actually, we don't know name. D number, yes. As you can see, there is a D number which are common in these two relation, D number and D number. So based on this attribute, you can combine these two relation. Okay, employee and department combined based on this condition, D number equals to D number. Okay, so now you have a resultant relation having these number of attributes. Okay, so out of that resultant relation, you just retrieve the name and address, using which operator we can retrieve the set of attributes or attribute of our interest, using project operator. Okay, so is it clear? So write the complete query for this relation. First, you retrieve, as you can see here, department relation. We apply the condition dname must be equals to research, and here we have a relation which having the research department, entry of the only research department. Now combining these two relation, now we are combining these two relation based on the condition is d number must be equals to dno. Here I just want to tell you one important point. When you combine two relation, here we combining these two relation, the left hand side operator must be belong to this relation and right hand side relation must be belong to this relation, and the attribute name should be same as and your relation. Here if it is d number, so always you will write d number numbr. If there is a capital D and no, so you will write in this way d and no. So okay, so here you can change the capital D, so it will follow your syntax. Okay, so in this way we have combined these two relation by this theta join, or you can call eq join, and pass this condition equals to. Okay, so this joining, it will return you the research employee detail. It will return you the research employee, means detail of all the employees who's working for research department. But out of this, what we want or what are our interest, we are interested in only name and address. So apply the project operator and retrieve the name and address only. Okay, here from this relation, in our resultant relation, we have retrieved first name, last name, and address of the employee. And this is our result which we are looking for. Is this query is clear to all of you? If it is not, again I am pausing for a minute. Please try to understand this query, how we are applying our operator in our query and getting the result. Please. Okay, so now you can see in this query we use this arrow. This arrow is just nothing but a showing the intermediate result, and we can give the result name in between of the complex query. If you write this query in a single line, it will be looking for the more complex. So just simplified way, we divide our query in some intermediate. We apply this assignment operator and we are creating this intermediate relation. Is it clear? It is clear to all of you? Can we move on? Okay, so the next, let's see the next query. The next query is find the name of employees who work on all the projects controlled by department number 5. The queries is asking you to find name of all the employees who working on all the projects who's controlled by department number 5. Means there is a department number, the number of department is given 5, and in this department there is an n number of projects are working. Means the n number of project is handling by this department, and we are interested to find all the employees who is working on all the project which is controlled by department number 5. First, understand your query. What is asking? Okay, this queries is asking me, give me all the employees who works on all the project controlled by department number 5. Okay, so first what you will do, first you will find the project with first you will find the project which is controlled by department number 5. So how you can write the queries for this? The my query is, give me all the project detail of all the project which is controlled by department number 5. So here you can see, here is department number and project name, and project number is in this attribute of this project. So you just simply write your relation name, which is project, and your condition is what? D number, dnum equals to 5. So this query, this expression will give you all the project which is controlled by department number 5. In this, we have an attribute p number, p name, p number, and p location and department. All this having the 5. Okay. Now we have a project number. Can we find the name of employee using this attribute? This attribute in this relation and this relation, you can find any common? No. Means we have a out of this we will retrieve only, we are interested in only project number. So we will apply the project operator in our result, where we are interested only project number. So we have a relation having all the project number which is controlled by department number 5. Now p number, we have a relation only, the attribute is p number, and there is a p number is given. Can we find the name of employee using p number? Is there any is there any relation who can give you the name of employee on this project number? There is a relation, there is no attribute of employee having p number, so you cannot directly find the name of employee by p number. So there is a works on is in a relation who has the p number is an attribute in ESSN. So using this relation, you can find the ESSN number of the employee. If you find the ESSN number of the employee, you can combine. You can easily combine these two relation, works on an employee, and find the name of the employee. Okay. If it is not clear, don't worry. See the complete query, and it will more clear to you. First, what we have done, the project relation, we have find the project which is controlled by department number 5, and out of this relation we have retrieve only project number attribute. So this relation department 5 projects, in this relation it is the only project number in the this table which is controlled by department number 5. Now from this relation works on, we have written our size not our interest of the attribute, so we'll just remove. In the works on relation, we have eliminate this r attribute, so we have retrieving only ESN number and p number. So it is the employee project number. We have a relation having two attribute, ESSN number and project number. Employee ESSN number and project number in which the employee is working. Okay. So now we have a two resultant relation, intermediate resultant relation. The first relation, this relation, I'm just calling it R1, just consider, and this is R2 for just simplifying. In this R1 relation, there is only one attribute, name is P and O, and there is all the project number is written, which is controlled by department number 5. And there is another relation R2 having two attribute, Attributes are, first attribute is ESSN and second attribute is P number. Here employee SSN number is given and which project the employee is working is given. Okay. And what we want all the project controlled by department number 5. We want all the project which is controlled by means we want the name of all the employees who's working on all the project controlled by department 5. So if we apply division operator over these two relation R2 and R1, so what are the attributes of this relation? ESSN number, PN number will cancel out. Only ESSN number will be in this resultant relation, and this resultant relation will be the record ESSN number of all the employees who is working on all the projects which is controlled by department number 5. So let's apply the division operator over these two intermediate resultant relation, and you will get the ESSN number of the employees. So this resultant relation, just give the name R3 result employees SSN number. So now we have the ESSN number of all the employees who is working on all the project which is controlled by department number 5. But what we want? Actually, we want the name of employee. We have an SSN number of the employee. Out of this, how we can find the name of employee? We have ESSN number of the employee. How we can find the name? You just combine this relation R3 with your employee, because there is an attribute F number, F name, last name or middle name or initial. What is the name? Okay. So if you combine this relation, based on what condition, what is there any attribute is common? Yes, this SSN number and ESSN number. Where is the SSN number? Apply the equals to condition and join these two relation, and what are the attribute of your interest? Name. So apply the project operator and get the result. And we are applying simple natural join, because the this attribute name and this attribute name is having the same attribute name is the common attribute name. So simply apply the natural join and retrieving the first name and last name only the employee, and this is our result what we are looking for. Please see this query carefully and try to understand what we are doing step by step to get a result. If it is not clear, please raise your hand or please write in chat if it is not clear, so I can explain you once again, or at which point you have not clear, so I can clear to you that doubt or confusion. Is it clear? Notice even writing in chat, is it clear or not? Okay, okay. I use Padwise written, yes. Okay. So we have completed our relational algebra in this relational data model. Okay. So if you have any doubt till this point in relational data model, relational algebra, you can ask. Okay. So in the next class, we will start SQL, structured query language. Okay. So please write the attendance in chat, and thanks for joining the class. We will meet tomorrow. Okay. If you have a doubt, you can ask. Otherwise, now you can leave the class. Thank you.